Hey everybody, welcome to the YS Podcast. My name is Adam McLean. You might notice we're outside. Anyways, this is the last time that we're going to be at this building, and so we thought it'd be cool to kind of at least do it outside so you could see the building and you would know there was some sort of a change. Anyways, next week we'll be coming to you from our brand new headquarters here in El Cajon. But right now I want to get off to our first tip. It comes from Steve Gerali.
You know, one of the lifebloods of effective youth ministry is volunteers. And having been in youth ministry for a long time, I find that a lot of times what happens is not only do we get tired and our souls get tired, but so do our volunteers. And something just hit me one year when I started to notice that I couldn't get my volunteers to come to a planning session because they were involved in Sunday school with kids, they were involved in small groups with kids, they came on our regular youth ministry night, and then on top of that they had families as well. And so just want to give you a little tip of something that can really help in minimizing how busy your volunteers are in your youth ministry context. Caught onto an idea that the school system does. And what we did was we decided that once a quarter we were going to suspend our regular youth ministry night. Now my volunteers had already been used to coming during that evening, so they just planned to come. As a matter of fact, what we did was we served dinner to them and we told kids, you can't come on this night. Now two things happened. Number one, my volunteers were much more into those planning sessions and rarely missed them. And number two, kids really missed youth group. And so we would get calls and say, man, we really missed that. And it's good sometimes to make them want more. Now let me give you another tip. Do the same thing with your parents' meetings. Just like the school PTA does, once a quarter or once a semester, you just suspend your natural youth ministry night and you have parents come only, and you do just parent meetings. That way, number one, they're not taxed, and number two, you're not either.
Thanks for that, Steve. Next up on the show is Tony Jones, and he's going to share this devotion for your heart.
I really think that the heart of the gospel is from what Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians 5 about God was in Christ reconciling the world to himself. And that then Paul goes on to say that we're given the ministry of reconciliation, that we're ambassadors of reconciliation, of this gospel to the world. And I just think, man, that is, first of all, that's an incredibly powerful vocation to be an ambassador of God's reconciliation to the world. But here's what I think is most important for us as people who care about youth, is kids live in a world of irreconciliation. I mean, we have a lot of students who are children of divorce. Kids are very much aware of how hard it is to live a reconciled life, because all around them they see a world full of war and strife, a world full of poverty, even a world, even in the current political climate in our country, of fighting of one side against the other. And it's our call as youth workers to show forth the reconciliation that God offers in Christ, and really to model that. And I pray that our youth ministries will be places where kids can experience lives of reconciliation and experience that we as youth workers live reconciled lives, that we don't harbor grudges toward people, that we show kids forgiveness when they screw up, and that we ask for their forgiveness when we screw up. So that's my prayer. That's my prayer for youth ministry, that we can exemplify the reconciliation that God offers in Christ. Yes, with our words and the talks we give, but more importantly in the lives we lead in the midst of our youth ministries.
Hey, when we moved offices, we had to get rid of just all sorts of stuff. Woo! It was quite a challenge. But hey, we're in a new building now. This is the last show that we could do here. And yeah, thanks for watching. We want to remind you, you can connect with me. You can send me an email at adam@youthspecialties.com, or look me up on Facebook or MySpace or Twitter or whatever else. You can even call me. We still have phones in the new offices, okay? We want to remind you, just like we do every week, that your ministry matters. We know you don't hear it enough. You don't hear it from the people in your life that probably should be telling you thank you, so we want to do it. Hear from our heart to yours, that your ministry matters. It matters deeply to the students in your ministry, to the parents, but most importantly to the heart of God. Thanks for what you do, and we'll see you next week.